Yeah, that's a really good question. So the idea about zero waste is that, waste is kind of a design flaw, right? So basically, if you're going to design a product, the best way to move towards like a circular economy is to be able to use all of those materials again into new products. But instead, what we're seeing is more of a linear model where it's like extract the resources, produce the item, ship it, and then use it, and then it typically goes to the dump. And I know, we have recycling, right? But only 9% of plastics ever created have been recycled. So in essence, recycling, excuse me, at least at this point, is not, the solution. I'm not saying recycling is bad. Please keep recycling. We need to definitely get better with recycling. But essentially, that's kind of like the zero waste piece. So zero waste, I would say, is almost falls under the umbrella of sustainable living. I think sustainable living is kind of like a broader term where there's different ways that you can live more sustainably. But the nice thing about zero waste living, and I prefer the term low waste because zero is really, you know, too challenging for most people and quite frankly just impossible based on our current society's lifestyle in general. Um, but it's just that like the zero waste is connected to all elements of our lifestyles, right? Everything we do, waste can be a component of that, right? You might not think of fashion as being wasteful, but textile waste is a huge problem. But sustainability in general could be so many other elements, right? So like eating more sustainably. But again, if you start going down the rabbit hole of food, then there's the food waste piece. So yes, you can definitely, they're intertwined. Sustainable living can be a broader topic, but at the same time, zero waste definitely connects to everything that we do. Yeah, that's such an important question, and I get it a lot, right? It's like, why bother? Or these actions aren't going to matter, or we need corporations or businesses or governments to do a better job. Well, I don't disagree. It is a big daunting issue, which quite frankly, if I thought about it too hard, I wouldn't sleep at night, right? So it's like, okay, let's break it down into what can we do, which is a lot, right? Like if we choose to live with less waste and consume less, like if you think back to 100 years ago and people only owned an average of 9 outfits compared to today when you might own an average of like 30 outfits. Well, consumers actually have a huge, role to play. So my thing is all levels matter. Government matters, corporations matter, individuals matter. And the cool thing is about individuals is that they are part of families and they are part of communities and they are part of organizations. They're part of corporations and they're part of government. Like who do you think these, businesses are? They're full of people, right? We're at least I don't think we're there yet where robots have taken over. So as far as I know, individuals participate. So for example, I work for myself now, but previously I worked in an office setting and I created a green team. So I was making changes in our office setting. Or, you can have the opportunity to change policies depending on what role you play in your office or work environment. So don't give up your power because as individuals, we make daily choices as consumers that matter, but we're also, again, part of organizations where we can make a difference as well. And if you choose to throw in the towel, then you're really losing an opportunity to create change. And certainly you don't need to put pressure on yourself to be Greta Thunberg, for example, talking to world leaders or hanging out with Leonardo DiCaprio. Like for her, that's great, but we're not all her, right? So just do what works for you, do what you can do. And again, like I said, never give up your power because when you say, what does it matter? Well, then you're saying, what do I matter? And I don't think anyone should ever say that. I want people to take away that they can make a difference. And at the same time, it doesn't have to be overwhelming, right? Because I'm not here to make a whole ton of environmentalists if that's not what people want. If you want to be like a hardcore environmentalist, I think that's really, really great. But I want this book to be for everybody, tree hugger or not, to help you live your best life, one that's, a way to live lighter on the planet. And at the end of the day, it has to work for you, right? Because for me, I went to zero waste and it did not work for me. So I've come to a place where I feel like I'm a conscious consumer. I'm waste conscious. We reduce our waste, but not in a way that feels stressful like it once did. So I want that to be the experience for readers where it's completely a progress over perfection mindset. Do what works for you.